He had his honors, ancestral monuments, banners hanging in the church at home. He had his duties, his tenants, a mother and sisters. Cricket, cousins, the movies. When Mrs. Dalloway came up, Lord Gayton liked her most awfully. So did Miss Blow. She had such charming manners. "It is angelic. It is delicious of you to have come," she said. She loved lords. She loved youth. And Nancy, dressed at enormous expense by the greatest artist in Paris, stood there looking as if her body had merely put forth, of its own accord, a green frill. "I had meant to have dancing," said Clarissa. For the young people could not talk, and why should they? Should embrace, swing, be up at dawn, carry sugar to ponies, kiss and caress the snouts of adorable chows, and then, all tingling and streaming, plunge and swim.
Leaping, to my water rod, dazzling and grateful, touching and sucking. I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steamed to me over the sea, fat and red, a placenta, paralysing the kicking lovers, cobra-like, squeezing the breath from the blood cells of the fuchsia. I could draw no breath, dead and moneyless, overexposed like an X-ray. What do you think you are?
Off that land spit of stony moth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences, your house, your unnerving unnerving head, God ball, lens of mercies, your stoons playing their wild cells in my keel's shadow, pushing by like hearts, red stigmata at the very centre, riding that riptide to the nearest point of departure.
With the family are away. The chandelier is being hung in the Holland bags, and the caretaker, as she lets in the shafts from the dusky light upon deserted, queer-looking armchairs, lifting one corner of the long blind exposed to the visitors who are wondering what place it is. How wonderful that at the same time he thinks how strange.
Off that landspit of my stony mouth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences, your house, your unnerving head, godball, lens of mercies, your stooges plying their wild cells in my keel's shadow, pushing by like hearts, red stigmata at the very centre, riding the riptide to the nearest point of departure, dragging their Jesus hair. Did I escape, I wonder? I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steamed to me over the sea, fat and red, a placenta, paralysing the kicking lovers, cobra-like, squeezing the breath from the blood cells of the fuchsia. I could draw no breath, dead and moneyless, overexposed like an X-ray. What do you think you are?
By the roots of my hair some god got hold of me. I sizzled in his blue vaults like a desert prophet. The night snapped out of sight like a lizard's eyelid. A world of bald white days in a shadeless socket. A vultureless boredom pinned me in this tree. If he were I, he would do what I did.
I often ask my friends, the lowbrows, over our muffins and honey, why it is that while we, the highbrows, never buy a middlebrow book, or go to a middlebrow lecture, or read, unless we are paid for doing so, a middlebrow review, they, on the contrary, take these middlebrow activities so seriously. Why, I ask, not of course on the wireless, are you so damnably modest? Do you think that a description would only believe it is much more beautiful than any lie? Then again, I continue, how can you let the middlebrows teach you how to write?
Could it be that he was in love with her? Then, remembering the misery, the torture, the extraordinary passion of those days, it was a different thing altogether, a much pleasanter thing. The truth being, of course, that now she was in love with him, and that perhaps was the reason why, when the ship actually sailed, he felt an extraordinary relief, wanted nothing so much as to be alone, was annoyed to find all her little attentions, cigars, notes, a rug for the voyage, in his cabin. Everyone, if they were honest, would say the same. One doesn't want people after 50. One doesn't want to go on telling women they are pretty. That's what most men of 50 would say. Peter Walsh thought, if they were honest.
There was nothing but water outside the porthole, no sky at all. The motion made her whole body itch. She thought all night that they would be dead by morning. Lord Parsnip slept in a corner. A low conversation issued from the backs of two deep leather chairs. She ordered a baked potato and listened, wishing something would prevent the two men from talking. I'm very antisocial.
내가 인형을 가지고 놀 때 기뻐하듯 아버지의 딸인 인형으로, 남편의 아내 인형으로 그들을 기쁘게 하는 위안물 되도다. 노라를 놓아라. 최후로 순순하게 엄밀히 막아놓은 장벽에서 고고히 닫혔던 문을 열고